Welcome to the Java Cafe, Java fam.
Button off. Oh, there we go. Good afternoon. My name is James Jimmy Hills. I'm the host of Java with Jimmy, and we are here at Boston Public Market to continue the conversation around the great things that are going on in this market and in our state. I am very excited today to have a guest with us. It's her very first time on Java with Jimmy, and I have a great sense it won't be the last. But I would like to present to some and introduce to others Senator Lydia Edwards, who is with us here this afternoon. Senator Edwards, how are you?
I'm well, thank you. It's great to be here. Thank you for the invitation. It's exciting to talk.
I am so glad to have you here. Let me just get this set right here. We will be all good. Here we go. All right, there's our senator. So, Senator, I know that you are very, very busy. We wanted to check in with you because you are the lead sponsor for the support. So this is a public market. This isn't like a mall. Just what is your familiarity with, we probably grew up saying, hey, market. What is your familiarity with Boston Public Market in this area?
Yeah, so I remember when it first opened, I was actually working at Legal Services at the time on French Street. So we would come over and have lunch. But I think that the tradition and the legacy of Boston Public Market is very much the tradition of the area. As you mentioned, Haymarket. It's in a place where folks can come gather, sell their wares, and really have access to a downtown market that they may not normally have. So this is continuing that tradition and making sure that businesses that are all over the state can have a space at home in downtown, which oftentimes is really impossible to do because the market and the rents for other brick and mortars are way too expensive.
Yep. And that's one of the things here, and I'm sure you're very familiar as the lead sponsor, but that's one of the things that I learned when I was here recently, that there is intentionality, and especially towards Black and Brown and marginalized communities that also have these businesses. And so as the lead sponsor, why is it important for the state to make this investment, not only here? This may not be considered a food desert, but it does offer some opportunities. There's fresh produce here. There are different options. Why is it important for the state to make this investment?
Well, it wasn't a food desert when this was built. This is one of the few places.
Teach us.
Well, so I represent the North End, I represent the West End. We did not have Star Market until recently, right? So we didn't have a lot of marketplaces with fresh food to go to.
Yep.
This actually provided a massive resource for the area. But also, as you mentioned, it's about, at this point, as we talk about any infrastructure, any bills, as we're moving forward, we always see it in a racial justice lens. And that's what this does. As you mentioned, it's about intentionality.
Yes.
Who gets to sell their product here, right? Many of I was just talking to some of the folks here, many of them have shops, they're selling out their basements, they're doing a whole bunch of stuff in their neighborhoods.
Yep.
They're well known in the neighborhoods, but having access to a downtown market is everything. Making sure that they can do both.
Exactly.
Do that bridge, access money that's downtown, tourist dollars, things like that may not be going to every single neighborhood all over the state.
So let me speak of tourist dollars. There is a very important event coming to the city of Boston.
Absolutely.
And there's been chatter, making sure that there's a balance of folks in the community, having familiarity with community. But you just talked about the difference in funds of this area versus other areas. And so what is that wonderful event coming to Boston?
Thanks for the setup. NAACP convention is happening here, July 26th. It kicks off, and it's bringing people literally from all over the country. Every single chapter of the NAACP is invited, and we're expecting a huge market that is predominantly Black that is coming to the city of Boston. We are excited and welcoming, and we want that market to know that it should be coming through the public, a Boston Public Market, that this is a place where everyone is welcome, and we want those tourism dollars to be a regular stream that comes through here.
One of the things, and we kind of joked about it in the setup and in the beginning, is you talked about everybody being welcome. And if I could just deviate for 1 second, you and I had the opportunity a couple of weeks ago to walk in the Pride Parade. When you talk about everybody welcome, I also know there's intentionality of not just Black and Brown, but LGBTQ owners here as well. And so we're in Pride Month. If I could just deviate for a second, how important is it that welcoming just across the board, but in the context of the LGBTQ plus community and others? Can you just speak to that as well? Because
absolutely. Well, first, happy Pride, everyone. And yes, when we talk about intentionality, we cannot have this wonderful market, this wonderful movement without context of what's going on outside of Boston, outside of Massachusetts. Not every place, everyone feels welcome. You know, there's a political movement to really shut down inclusivity and to shut down people who are in the LGBTQI community. And we need to make sure that we actually not just have their dollars here, but make sure that they can thrive, that their businesses are here, that our family members feel welcome here. That's the point of a public market, right? It is to the public, it is for the public, and it is by the public. There's no corporate entity that is basically trying to drive this. It's us. It's about all of us.
And that's the thing that I think is so amazing, because in coming here before and meeting Cheryl, I don't know if you're aware, but they coach their business owners around marketing, around business plans and whatnot. And so I think that inclusiveness in reference to the LGBTQ community, but then also with intentionality. Intentionality is huge. I know your time is short because you're a legislator. You got to get back up the hill, but I appreciate you coming by. What do you have going on? Is there anything either from a legislative point that we can support, or summertime is coming, and I know you like to dance and practice self-care in different ways. And so, Senator, what do you coming up? Is there anything you can share with us?
Two things. I actually want to do a public service announcement. I know that there's going to be a lot of travel going on, and for those of us, myself, who live in East Boston, we need to let everyone know, please, ditch the drive, take public transportation. In July and August, Summer Tunnel will be closed. I had to do that for my district. And then the other big thing that is happening this fall, September, we're having a Latino Music Festival. It'll be a massive gathering to come celebrate. It's a 3-hour concert for everyone from all different backgrounds to come, relax, dance, and I assume you'll be there.
That is that's the day after my birthday, but I'm gonna try to figure it out because
you can celebrate with bachata together.
Will you have any performers there? Any dedications to anyone?
We'll have plenty of performers, but I would love for you.
Oh no! I'm talking about that. I didn't know whether it was going to be a tribute to your idol.
If we can find somebody who can do
somebody, what to say?
If someone can do Tina right, and we can talk about that inside joke that we have.
Yes,
doing her
correctly.
From head to toe. Then we will absolutely have her there. But always all credit to the Queen of Ronald Tina Turner.
Listen, everyone, we had the wonderful opportunity of having our senator here with us, and I greatly appreciate you being with us, Senator. And thank you for everything that you do. Thank you for being a lead sponsor in this bill, because it is so important as we learn about what Boston Public Market is doing. So thank you so much. I appreciate you.
Thank you. Thank you for the opportunity.
Hey, folks, we are getting ready to welcome to our stage and into the Java Cafe, Cheryl Cronin. She's going to come speak with us just again about the wonderful work that is going on here. And we are going to talk about the mission and actually also the valedictorian project that is coming here to Boston Public Market. And so Cheryl talked with me before, and I was so excited to speak with her. And so I'm excited to speak with her again. And so she is not a stranger to the Java Cafe. And so Cheryl, welcome back. It is good to see you.
James, it's so good to be with you again. Thank you for being here.
I definitely appreciate it. So for those, I know that I'm very transparent. I know that we didn't want to cover again what we talked about before. There may be viewers, there may be new people here that really don't know the mission and all the things just besides opening up brick and mortar. Within the brick and mortar, there's so much that's done here at Boston Market. So please share with us.
There really is. I mean, I love listening to Senator Edwards talking about her own personal connection to the market and also what the market does for so many people. But yeah, welcome to the Boston Public Market. We've been here since the summer of 2015. But the notion of a public market in downtown Boston was a twinkle in the eye of many people for 25 years. Because what a public market does, what the Boston Public Market does, creates community around food, provides incredible economic opportunity for entrepreneurs of all types. welcomes people, educates people about nutrition and healthy eating, celebrates families. So, and we do many of these things, and we are thrilled to be now a vital part of the downtown Boston Market District.
I would even say with the partnership, that you also have in with Haymarket as well, it's citywide. This is slowly but surely, and I wouldn't even say slowly, it's becoming a destination point for folks to come to and visit. Senator Edwards mentioning the NAACP convention, folks coming down. And so I think that is important to raise as well, because it is citywide. It's not just within this area. I remember coming this way at Haymarket back in the day, but then also now I got my wonderful coffee this morning. And so here, and so I think it's citywide.
I totally agree, but that is obviously a goal for us, is to make it clear to everybody in Boston and the greater New England region that we want to welcome everyone to the market, and we want it to be both a wonderful communal experience for everybody, and also
Some community folks just walked in, threw me off a little bit.
Yes, you have fans everywhere.
I'm not Cheryl, don't do it. All right. So anyway, the Boston Public Market.
Oh, back to us, the Boston Public Market. Just a wonderful destination. You're right. I mean, we always say people come from across the street, across the city, across New England, and from across the world. And that is really the situation we are in. We have been recognized as a leading public market in global travel magazines, but we also, our local press always touts the Boston Public Market as a great place to visit. And really, it's all about the experience that people have when they come here. And we love that everybody pulls something different from being here, which we love.
Well, one of the things, international is definitely wonderful, but Tip O'Neill used to say, quote unquote, politics, but home is always centered as well. And being in this destination, I think that it's an opportunity for young people to come as well. And there's a project that you all are hosting that is coming up. So please tell us what is coming up, because people can rent space out in here, right? And have events?
Absolutely.
Okay.
But I am glad that you mentioned the valedictorian project, which is coming up in July. I think this is an event we're doing that's very close to our hearts. Many of you may recall that the Boston Globe every year publishes an incredible story focused on the valedictorian and high achieving students at all of the Boston public high schools. And the stories are just amazing. And these are kids who are achieving so much and deserve so much support from the community and from all of us. The valedictorian project was started several years ago by a close friend of mine, Warren Tolman, who saw the coverage and said, what can we do for these students? Many of them are sort of going off to college, need a strong support system, need coaching. And Warren started his nonprofit, and we're really pleased that we are going to, in the middle of July, host all of these, I call them kids, although my kids who are adults would want me to use.
You sound like Mayor Menino. You could be 45 years old and, hey, kid.
I know. Well, as my oldest son, who's 35, says to me, I'm not a kid anymore. And I say, you may not be a kid, but you'll always be my kid.
My mother says the same thing.
So the valedictorian project, there's a cohort of a few hundred kids, former high school students who are going off to college in the fall, and we are having them here for celebration. And it's just an event we are hosting, the market is hosting. We are a nonprofit, as you pointed out. We're a market on a mission, and we are just really pleased to be hosting this incredible group of young adults and celebrating with them as they all go off to the next chapter in their lives.
How important is it to you that for some of these young people, it will be their first experience in this type of environment, a marketplace like this? I'm sure you're going to have wonderful decor and things for them. How important is it to you that the market is that first sort of entryway into that type of event for some of these young people? That's a real reality, Cheryl.
I'm so glad you said that, because I think it's so true, and we need to sort of speak the truth on this. I think for many of these young adults, this may be the first time where they're really coming to an event in downtown Boston. And obviously, we all need to constantly explore why haven't they come here before? Have they not felt welcome? And this is what we need to do. And I think this is something we all hope we've been aware of for many years, but certainly I think the past couple of years has made us and should have made us, especially organizations like us,
Yeah.
and those of us who function in downtown Boston, to wake up and say, we are not doing enough to ensure that we are addressing issues of racial equity, just in terms of something as simple as, do you, as an 18-year-old young man of color, feel comfortable coming to a social event in downtown Boston and feel you will be welcome? So we love the fact that, if we can play a tiny role in making sure that young man has a positive experience and will come back to downtown Boston again, because this is the future of the city. So we need everybody to feel welcome here.
Let me ask you a little bit, because I'm organic, and so I feed off of my guests' energy. You said this is the future of the city. Go a little bit deeper there. What did you mean by that?
Well,
You mean as far as the young people of Boston Public Market?
Well, I both.
That was a good setup. Yeah.
That's great. The market is the future. One of the reasons why I think the market is very popular is because younger people really enjoy places like this. They're more interested in destinations that are vibrant and very experiential, and the market provides that. But also, it is important to know that the future of Boston has got to be inclusiveness, people from all over, young people of all over, feeling like this area and the urban center of the city is welcoming to everybody, and that is so key.
One of the things that we sort of deviated, but we are in Pride Month, I wanted to ask you to speak to, there is intentionality around Black and Brown owned businesses owned by women, and also the LGBTQ community. What is going on in Boston Public Market? What has been on, or what's coming up as far as Pride, and how does Boston Public Market embrace and celebrate Pride?
Yes. Well, we are actually doing an event a week from tomorrow, a Pride party, where we are having a DJ.
Hold on. A week from tomorrow.
Yes.
Today's the 22nd.
Yes.
That's the 29th?
Yes.
The 29th, okay.
29th.
I think so. We do things in real time. The 30th.
30th.
Okay.
Come all to the Boston Public Market for our Pride party. We have a DJ coming in. We're going to celebrate the Pride community and
Yes.
welcome everybody. So we're, like any organization, obviously we are mindful of the need, as you said, to be very intentional
Yes.
about celebrating groups,
Yes.
especially groups that encounter barriers in so many ways. And if there's one thing we want to make sure with the market is we remove any barriers people feel and provide a really inclusive environment.
Absolutely. Cheryl, thank you as always. Did we cover everything? Chelsea, did we cover everything?
Yes.
We're getting ready.
I'm not the main show on the next thing, because in a minute we're going to welcome Lisa Murray of Citizens Bank, who has been the presenting sponsor of our Entrepreneurship Forum program. And I just want to say, I would say this even if Lisa were not sitting here, but Citizens has been an incredible partner for the Boston Public Market, and we just could not be more grateful to them. And the latest of which is their partnership with us on the Entrepreneurship Forum. Over the past few years, many places, including the market, have said, what more can we do to ensure that entrepreneurs in the food and artisanal space of color are able to achieve some of the same things that others do? And we recognize that there are barriers to essentially being able to advance their dreams of entrepreneurship, and what can we do to remove those barriers? So with Citizens Help, we started an entrepreneurship forum last fall. We ran a 6-month session, which culminated in a pitch day, where many of the entrepreneurs pitched to a judging panel their businesses and their notions of what they might do, and we are basically providing to 4 of these incredible entrepreneur groups a stall in the Boston Public Market for 6 months to a year.
For 6 months to a year,
Yes.
4 of them.
Yeah.
So that's the equivalent of over 2 years
Yes.
that you are donating to these businesses.
Yes, we are, and again with Citizens Health, thank you. But yeah, so we're incredibly proud of this forum. The most, other than Lisa, the other most interesting people you're going to hear from this afternoon, far more interesting than me, are the entrepreneurs. So they will be up soon, which is terrific.
I will be glad to hear that. And Lisa's about to join us as well,
Yes.
right? Would you like to introduce her and have her come over?
Yes, well, Lisa Murray, the Massachusetts president of Citizens Bank, and Lisa assumed this role about 2 years ago, and she's an incredible leader. I happen to know that all of her colleagues and Citizens love working with her, but she has set Citizens on this incredible strategic direction. And what I particularly love is she's very mission focused. She's an incredible collaborator.
Similar to you?
Yes.
So I'm sure you all can.
That's
I was getting ready to say that. Absolutely.
Buddies, yes, but so Lisa Murray.
Lisa, thank you. We have a little, we could put a little applause there with the graphics here. And so, Lisa, it is my pleasure to welcome you for the first time into the Java Cafe. I'm excited to have you here. I am familiar with the work of Citizens Bank. I don't know if you know the name Mona Lisa Smith from some years ago. Yes. And so that I'm very familiar with the investments that Citizens make. So one thing I do often with guests, and I didn't get a chance to ask Cheryl this today, was I ask people how they're doing. You're someone who is a woman that serves in a corporate environment. Things are very interesting in this country as being a woman, not knowing family construct, but I'm sure you are a caregiver for someone. How are you, with all due respect, is Lisa doing?
That is so sweet of you to ask. Thank you. And I'm
Absolutely.
thrilled to be here. I'm doing well. I've actually been at Citizens for 25 years. So essentially,
Wait a minute. So you can't say, okay, I feed off of people's energy. Can you give us at least 2 minutes of how did you start and achieve this position?
So I started out of college in 91 when there was no job.
Okay.
And so I started off at 1-800-SHAWNET, the bank that used to be here. It hasn't been here for a while.
I remember
Great bank.
all the mergings.
Oh, yeah. In a call center.
Okay.
Literally just picking up the phone and answering people's questions about their checking accounts, solving problems. And it really was the best start I could have had in banking because it was problem resolution, de-escalation, customer service at its highest level. And from there, I was fortunate enough to be sponsored into the Commercial Loan Officer Development Program. And I spent a year learning how to underwrite and that sort of thing. And then I became an analyst. And then SYP bought us.
More mergers.
Yep, more mergers. And then I actually moved over to State Street.
Okay.
Where they had a sort of boutique commercial banking unit.
Okay.
And then we merged with Citizens. So I am truly a mutt of the banking industry. And then since then, I've just been given these fantastic opportunities. I was a middle market banker for 15 years, and then I went internally to be the chief of staff for Jerry Sargent, who's another fabulous Citizens colleague. And then they asked me to run the professionals nationally when we went public.
And so I thought it was important to sort of park right there and talk about your story because it lends to what we're going to talk about next, as far as you sound like you definitely have life experience that lends to the importance of allowing, you mentioned the opportunities, the training program. How important and why is Citizens so supportive of Boston Public Market and this program?
Well, Cheryl and her team make it so easy. We've actually been working with them since 2016. We just started on this entrepreneur program last year. But we just love everything about this place. It speaks to so many things that we all should be doing, which is investing in our community, supporting those who have barriers. And she does this day in and day out.
Yeah.
And I'm sure when you talk to some of the winners, you're going to hear their stories about the challenges they have and what the Boston Public Market has done for them. Not only do they have, they've been getting the training, but they've been getting seminars on how to run a business.
Yes.
So you can make a product, but how do you run a business and make it successful?
That's the thing that stood out to me so much. And as someone who has come up through the corporate ladder, how important is it not just to give these businesses brick and mortar, but that support that you talked about? How important is it that they do a level to make it simple of hand-holding? How important is that for businesses, especially businesses that are owned by those that have been marginalized, women, part of the LGBT community, Black and brown? Also, we're being also very intentional about those that may have unique disabilities as well. And so we want to start naming that as well. How important is that?
It's critical. It's absolutely critical. And it's easy to support somebody who has had all the advantages given to them.
Exactly. Yep.
Somebody that they can look up to that went through this already, ask questions. It's very difficult if you've never had that vision, seeing that this could be done. So mirroring success is so important, and talking to them about what that looks like, and that it's a process and it's okay to fail, but you're going to have the support there if you do.
That's the thing. I think that sort of safety net that you refer to is definitely important. And there is I'm not a part of the family yet, but coming in here and dealing with Cheryl, you said you and Cheryl sort of get along so well because you're mission focused. There is a sense of safety net. Like a business comes and says to Cheryl, oh, I can't afford the rent this month. I don't think it's going to be, oh, you got to go. Knowing Cheryl, it's going to be, hey, what's going on? And so what are some of the other things where citizens are making investments and things like that? You talk about investment in community. And so is there anything else you want to share? This is definitely awesome, but I'm sure there's some other things that you're investing in as well.
Absolutely. And actually, after I leave here, I'm going to award our Champions in Action, which is a program that Citizens has done this is our 20th anniversary, which I can't.
So you're only 5 years out from oh no, you were there when it started.
I was there when it started.
So okay.
And quite honestly, it has not changed much from when we started it.
Okay.
What we do is twice a year, we pick a social cause that we want to highlight, and we take applications, and then we award a champion in action for some sort of social issue. We've done mental health post-COVID. We're doing today is the youth workforce for homeless kids in Boston.
Now that one's a little bit special to me, but go ahead. I'm sorry. You too.
And so we give them $35,000 in unrestricted funds to support their mission. We also give them publicity in NBC 10. And then we also, citizens rolls up their sleeves and we go and volunteer. And that's really the part that I love the most and is the most fun for me as the president. I get to go into these organizations that are doing such important and great work. I get to see what they do, and then we volunteer for them. We help them.
I think that is important too. As far you touched on the volunteerism piece, how important is it that young people volunteer? You're talking about the event today. It'll include some young people. How important is it that in a time with technology coming out of COVID, we know that our young people were heavily impacted. You talked about the investment that Citizen makes in mental health. How important is it that we encourage our young people to give back?
It's critical. And I say all the time, if you're not oriented to volunteer and to give back, then Citizens isn't the right place for you, because we really value the fact that our employees are in the community each and every day. We actually just sponsored Juneteenth at the MFA. I'm
sorry, the Lieutenant Governor just walked in. Hi, Lieutenant Governor Driscoll. We can't turn the camera, but can you come just say hello real quick? Come back here and say hello with our president of Citizens Bank and our Lieutenant. I can't talk today. I need to get some more coffee. Our Lieutenant Governor. Good to see you.
Good to see you live in the flesh.
Yes, and good to see you live in the flesh. And then our Lieutenant Governor is always supportive. And real quick, while we got you popping in, how important is it that these partnerships with Citizens Bank and also Boston Public Market, how important is it, Lieutenant Governor, that we make these investments in this public market with corporate partnership?
Yeah, it's terrific. I actually just came down for lunch. I didn't even know you guys were here.
This is how it's supposed to be.
And I was perusing, what am I going to have today? What's speaking to me? Yeah, the Moroccan place is looking good, right?
That was the first dish they served.
High on my list. But with these public-private partnerships are what build strong communities. I think it's really good for our corporate partners to make investments that can make a difference in the quality of life. And that's what this place is about. Like, it brought me down for lunch, and it brings people together, whether you're a visitor or somebody who lives here all the time. And I think it's what makes Boston special.
Well, I love our Lieutenant Governor.
I went to a lunch at the State House last week, and it was a catered lunch, and it came from the Boston Public Market.
There we go.
So this isn't just a pop-up. This isn't something that is sort of just trendy. There is a consistent intentionality around investment. The State House made in getting a caterer from here. There was an event there. You knew that it was coming from Boston Public Market.
And I mean, a lot of our smaller businesses, like they start in places like this and they grow and get their own brick and mortar. So
that is what Cheryl referred to, and so did Lisa as well. So I know you popped in just for lunch, but I could not see you. Thank you so much for coming on. Wow, within 1 week we had the Lieutenant Governor in the Java Cafe twice. Okay. How Sorry. How awesome was that?
That was awesome. The team is fabulous.
Absolutely. How
It's just so amazing.
I find myself asking about your opinion about the importance, but we just saw an example of government. And it wasn't just today. You were able to make reference to the fact that you knew that the State House. Now, tell me about the event again. It was a collaborative event with citizens at this.
I was saying that we just sponsored Juneteenth.
Oh, okay,
at the
okay.
MFA, which we've been doing the MLK Day, where we pay for people to be able to come to this
Okay.
review of fine arts for free. And then last year, I think it was last year, we started with Juneteenth.
Okay.
So everybody gets to go for free. There was 30 citizens colleagues there volunteering on a day that they had off.
Yeah.
By the way, and so again, it goes back to that culture of giving back and volunteering and commitment to the community that is so engraved in citizens culture.
Absolutely. I believe that we are getting ready to acknowledge. I'm just checking with I'm going to call her my adopted associate producer. Are we getting ready to award our awardees? Awardees. So we can, we're going to work this out here in this shot for 1 second. We'll get this all cropped and zoomed in. And so Cheryl and Lisa are getting ready to announce the winner, and we're going to ask you to join them right there so we can get you in that shot. And the show is absolutely both of yours.
Thank you so much. So Lisa and I are sitting here, and we just, as I said, and as Lisa said as well, this is an incredible program that we've been thrilled to host in partnership with citizens. So we have standing here with us the winners of the Entrepreneurship Forum, Megan Schuler and Eric Coisi of Life Bloom.
Let's. We have a little sound effect.
They're two amazing entrepreneurs, and with a really strong partnership, and they've created this company that is just incredibly inspiring, with really wonderful products that they're going to tell you about. So congratulations to both of you.
Congratulations to both of you. Lisa.
I think it's so great the commitment you guys made to this program, the short classes, now all of the options that we're going to enjoy, all of your products are wonderful samples, and I just couldn't be happy. So congratulations.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
So we're going to ask, sorry, if you could come over a little closer, we're going to ask both of you to introduce yourselves and tell us, and I see a little bag, which is wonderful. I appreciate it. We can save that for last because we want to celebrate both of you right now. So please tell us about the competitions. Well, first introduce yourselves. And I must ask, I see you're over there setting up. You were part of this competition. Let me ask both of you, as I did with Lisa, how are you doing? Because being in a competition is interesting. You're a business owner. You're both business owners. How are both of you doing?
Well, first of all, maybe introduce myself first. My name is Eric, and this is so we're both the founders of Life Bloom. First of all, we're a candle company based out in South Boston.
Remember, you're a candle company?
Yes.
Oh, we're going to need to talk. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, so we're a candle company based out in Boston, in South Boston. We do make high-end candles in handmade concrete vessels. We also use 100% natural ingredients that are both good for our customers and also good for the environment as well. So that's how we're doing.
Yep.
We're doing really well. We're very, very happy to be a part of the BPM Forum. I think it was a well-curated experience. A great shout out to Cheryl and Chelsea and their team for making it such a very smooth experience for us. And we were very excited to be a part of it.
Megan, how has the process been from being an entrepreneur to now? Is this your first sort of brick and mortar experience?
We have had one pop-up retail experience in the Seaport area.
Okay.
And so this is our first experience in the downtown Boston area. So we're really, really excited.
How has the experience been working with Cheryl and the team here at Boston Public Market? Tell us about that. We hear from them about the coaching and things that are offered, and we've heard from some other vendors here as well. But you being new, tell us about your experience here and how it's benefited you.
Yeah, one thing that I'd say that we're very appreciative about with Chelsea and Cheryl is the fact that they are community focused first. And what that means for us as vendors and forum participants is that we know that they have our best interests in mind, and they're both extremely attuned to their vendor needs and also constantly looking out for opportunities for us, and also providing this opportunity in of itself is a great way for us as entrepreneurs to really, expand and learn and grow in the retail space with an already amazingly established team around you. And that's the best thing for our company because we are extremely community focused. And so, Cheryl and Chelsea and the BPM team have facilitated that opportunity for us.
So tell us a little bit more about Life Bloom. You talked about starting up and being a business, but why the name Life Bloom? Why candles? What is different about a Life Bloom candle scent?
That's a very great question. So we started our company about 2 years ago. So Megan and myself, we're both creatives. We also love being in the outdoors. We love being out in nature. So for us, we wanted to create a company that can embody both our creative experiences, but also our favorite aspects of being in nature back into the home. So that means that, for us, candles being a multi-sensory experience, but also being out in nature, being a multi-sensory experience, we thought, why don't we make a product that's going to embody all of that? So first of all, we hand make all our candles from start to finish.
Okay.
So the vessels that our candles are in, we hand make those.
Is this one here?
Yes.
Why don't you go ahead, before you give it away, just go ahead and do the, you model it. Oh my goodness, it comes in.
So a little product demo for you all. So the vessels for our candles, we hand make those out of concrete. So every vessel of our candle is curated based on the candle and the meaning that we'll find for the candle. And we always tell our customers that you can reuse the vessel as a planter after the burn. So again, that brings back to the whole idea of Life Bloom and bringing nature home. And then within the candle itself, we also use 100% natural ingredients. So meaning that the wax that we use, which is a virgin coconut soy wax, we also use 100% natural fragrance oils. So the candle is actually going to be non-toxic, no phthalates, no parabens. It's not going to give you any headaches. It's going to be soft on the palate, clean for you, the environment, and all that good stuff you want out of a candle experience.
So can we do this in real time?
Yes.
Can you pass it to me and I just get the essence of this? Okay, here we go,
We
y'all.
always like to say snips are free.
Snips are.
What do you think?
I didn't want to look at the name first, so I kind of cheated because I wanted to give you an impression and see where it was, but I happened to see the name by mistake. So Burning Wood. This is called Burning Wood, and let me tell you, it's a sweet, almost cedar spice with a hint of citrus. Yeah, am I close? What's in here?
Yes. Now that was a beautiful.
Hold on, I'm gonna keep this over here with me.
Oh, that's yours.
Thank you. I know. I'm just making sure.
That's a perfect description. Burning Wood is actually one of our best-selling candles. The nice aspect about Burning Wood as well, including the beautiful scent that you described, is that it has a crackling wood wick. So anybody who doesn't know, crackling wood wicks are amazing because they
The sound and it just, there is something. So I asked about the candles because a couple of years ago, I curated some folks to make candles for me. And we were intentional about the wood wick. And so we definitely need to talk. Maybe there's a job with Jimmy scented coffee. Nah, we'll figure it out. Coffee bean. Okay, we'll figure it out. But it definitely, I mean, I can still kind of get a whiff maybe because it hit my nose. But talk a little bit about the ingredients that you all use. You talked about natural ingredients. Give me some examples of that. Because the wood wick piece definitely is one of them is important.
So in the candle itself, like we said, when it comes to the wax of the candle, right, that we use in a candle, we use virgin coconut soy wax, which is when you think about wax, it's going to be a blend of soy wax and also virgin coconut. So it's actually going to give you a premium melt. And just the fact that it's virgin coconut, it's going to be less processed.
Okay.
And then in terms of the fragrances, you guys use 100% natural fragrance oils. So these are going to be derivatives of essential oils. So they're going to be more natural. So meaning that they're phthalate free, they're paraben free. So I don't know if you've ever like walked into like a candle shop.
And you mentioned the
You
headache.
get a headache.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. So the reason for that is a lot of, I would say, mass market candles. They use, perfume oils,
Yep.
which might be more synthetic. So they're actually going to give you, that headachy feeling, or they're going to be too pungent and too powerful. But when you talk about like with candles, you're going to get a candle that's, let's say, clean to burn, clean for you, clean for the environment. We also keep sustainability in mind. So meaning like we're not just mass buying the vessels that we're making our candles with. We're actually hand making all those vessels. And then from a sustainability aspect is encouraging our customers to reuse their vessels, either as planters or as home decor items. But in
You
the
could start a
future,
seedling in here.
sorry?
You could start a seedling in here.
Exactly. Succulents are great, or if you're propagating plants, those are really great. And we're also going to be opening up our studio in South Boston to the public in September, so people can actually come to our studio and refill their candles with the same vessel they used from the previous burner.
So wait a minute, you're doing refillable candles.
Yeah,
You
so
can come
we're
and
gonna
get
start doing candle
what the young people
refills.
call the re-up
Yes, there, yeah, exactly.
with candles, natural. Okay, I'm now. When you said that the spot in South Boston, the first thing I was thinking of, and maybe I'm being a little bit selfish because I want to learn, but are you all ever going to do any type of like workshops or anything in that space? Look at me, he's like,
Yes, so one aspect of our business that we're currently expanding is our services side of the business. So we understand that an amazing part about candle making is the experience itself.
Yes.
And so we have started doing public and private candle making workshops in the Boston community, small scale. We're growing that out now, but in the South Boston location, we'll also be able to host candle making workshops, as well as our hope is here at the Boston Public Market, we'll be able to provide experiences for folks where they're not only getting to enjoy the retail side of candles, but also getting to get their hands in and curating their own candle for themselves. So that hopefully answers your question.
I appreciate you raising that. Just on a side note, that folks, I want folks to remember also that it's not just food that's available here at Boston Public Market. There are the candles. There's a location that makes the wood products for the charcuterie board. And Chelsea, feel free to shout out that Peter Men's. There's also a flower shop here. I'll just say that there's a celebratory beverage place here as well, where you can get nice wines. There's also the bar with the beer as well, that we got a chance to meet that owner last time we were here. And so, is there anything that we missed about Life Bloom? What is it? I love, first of all, the branding. It's simple. I love the green indication in there. Is there anything that we missed?
I would say we did not miss anything. I think we definitely touched on everything. One thing we definitely like to say is that maybe the grateful part of this, right?
Okay.
We're really
It's Thankful Thursday. Let's express some gratitude. I'm gonna put you on the spot too, mate.
Absolutely. So we're really grateful for this opportunity. We had the opportunity to learn from Chelsea, Cheryl, and a lot of great entrepreneurs here at the BPM.
Yep.
And I think us having been selected as the business that's going to be here at the BPM, I think we're also going to learn a lot more as new entrepreneurs from a lot more experienced entrepreneurs, but also embed ourselves in the Boston community and be a part of the story of the city of Boston.
I love that. That's a lot of thankfulness.
Very much. In addition to what Eric shared, I think one additional thing we're really grateful for, I'm sure you're familiar with this, the challenges that come with opening a brick and mortar location as a small business. And I think one thing we're also extraordinarily grateful for is being able to be here, be in the community, for overhead costs, thanks to the generosity of Citizens Bank, and continue to learn and grow in this space as we are approaching our 2-year mark as entrepreneurs.
You're only 2 years old?
A little less than 2.
A little less than 2. And you
Yes.
September will be our birthday.
September. Well, we just said that September 8th is mine, so I'm kind of excited about that September piece. And so I really appreciate both of you taking the time. You have to get back and get settled. Thank you for my wonderful gift. There's a part of me that wants to go home right away and light it, but then there's a part of me that's like, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over after and definitely support your business, so I can keep one that is my gift, and then one that I can experience the wood wick, the wonderful natural scents, the combination of the virgin coconut soy wax. All right. Listen, I appreciate both of you. In a second, we are going to bring Cheryl back to talk with us. Actually, she's going to come back right now. So we're going to ask Cheryl to get ready to come back with us as our wonderful owners of Bloom are making their way back over to run their business. And Cheryl's coming with us in 2 seconds.
Okay, James, here I am again.
I am so glad. So
Yes.
you're about to be a frequent flyer in the Java Cafe.
I know, I would like that, actually. I was just saying to Shannon how I would, this is really fun, just like chatting with you in your living room.
It is chatting in the
Yeah.
living room. The only thing that we're missing is, our Moroccan food or the Nashville. What is it? The hot chicken Nashville from Soleil.
Oh,
We have Moroccan fusion here.
I know.
But I got to get those the last time. But it's just a reminder of all the opportunities and different varieties of
Yes.
food that you can
I
get here.
think we have to get you some more food.
Oh no, I'm not worried about that. I'm just saying that. But there are some more winners
Yes.
that we want to have come and join us.
Yes, so you can see, having talked to Eric, and Megan, you can see why we were so bowled over by Life Bloom and what they've done, with their passion. They've popped up in the market before, so I've had the opportunity to, buy many of their candles and give them to friends and family, and they're huge hits, so we're incredibly excited. But it is interesting, when we first started the Entrepreneurship Forum last fall, we expected to identify one winner and who we would provide space to in the market. But we were so incredibly moved and bowled over by several other entrepreneurs, particularly after we did this pitch day. And I'm really pleased to say that there were 3 amazing women who participated in the pitch day who we couldn't have not be a part of the Boston Public Market. And they're going to join us. I don't know what order they're going to come up in, but Kalpana, and then Aisha, and then Mika. And you're going to hear from these 3 amazing female entrepreneurs who have been working on their passion, who are just incredible, and we are really pleased that they're going to be in the Boston Public Market as well. Thanks again to the support of citizens.
So we are going to allow my co-host to maybe introduce the first one, and then
Yes.
we'll go off the list.
Thank you. Kalpana of Kay's Curries, who has an incredible product that she's going to tell you about, and has developed an absolutely wonderful business plan, and I think you're going to be thrilled with her.
I am so excited. Kalpana, please come in and welcome. Kalpana, welcome. And you all are going to see in a second, but Kalpana is coming, bearing gifts. So excuse me for 1 second.
I heard you were hungry.
Excuse me. Does somebody have a napkin? Mm-mm. So Kalpana, how are you?
Good, how are you? Is this too spicy for you?
Not at all.
Yeah.
I am very pleased right now.
Good.
Please feel free to have a seat, or you can stand, make yourself
I brought this for
comfortable.
you.
And what? It hits the spice right. Oh, this is good. This is good. What did I just taste?
So we make ready-to-cook meal kits. Just add water and cook, and you have a meal for a family. So
Wait a minute, hold on. But I don't have a family. So as a single man, wait, say that again. You just add water and do what?
And cook.
And cook. That's it.
Yep, 15 to 20 minutes, and you have a meal. If you are single, you can save it for next day's lunch.
Oh no, I probably finished. I mean, how many does this?
It is for 3 people.
It is for.
Yeah,
in this
it's a
little
full
bag?
meal. Yes.
So tell us a little bit about you and your history.
All right. My name is Kalpana. I'm the founder and owner of Kay's Curries. We make ready-to-cook meal kits, like I just said. I'm originally from India. I'm an immigrant. I think about 19 years now in the US. And I came to study. I was going to go back, and here we are.
Here you
I
are.
started my own business now. The business is just about 1.5 years old. And as you know, immigrants, we don't have like family or friends support here in terms of like helping.
Yep.
Everybody's back home for me, and financially too. We can't ask for angel funding, so this is a great opportunity. I'm thankful for Cheryl and Citizen for giving me this opportunity to expand my business.
Absolutely. You touched on it a little bit, but as being a woman in a different country and being an immigrant, how was the support and sort of and I don't, I personally like that term hand holding when I refer to Cheryl and them, because you do sort of have that where they're extending their hand, you're putting your hand, your business in theirs, and you all are kind of on this journey sort of together.
Yeah.
With what you just named as being a woman of color in a different country, as you said, we couldn't call and ask for the angel funding.
Yeah.
Talk about the relationship and the support that you get here from Boston Public Market.
First of all, thank you for the amazing entrepreneurship program. We had classes over the past 6 or 8 months, and then, like Cheryl mentioned, we did a pitch deck, and then we pitched. But a year and a half ago, when I started my business, I did not imagine that I would have my own retail space. So everything I'm learning on the fly. At the same time, Cheryl has an amazing team of women who, anytime I send an email, I get response in like less than 30 minutes, be it permits or setting up my booth or what have you. So, I'm just thankful for everything.
How was it being in the process and preparing for the pitch? Because I know that there's the balance of supporting you, but then also giving you some level of independence. How was that process?
So the classes that we had were leading to the pitch, like
Okay.
so they were financial. So we talked about, there was something about, where do you get funding, or like what is wholesale, or how do you get into retail space, that kind of stuff. So, I think the program kind of helped us to be in a space like this. Especially there's mentors. Nancy Rose from Red Apple Farm and her husband were my mentors.
So you're matched with mentors that
Yes.
are already here. How has that helped as well?
So I shouldn't be saying this, but I was asked to keep quiet. But then the moment I heard that,
Hold on. I need to break some news on Java with Jimmy.
No, I basically, we were waiting for this announcement.
Yep.
But because I was so overwhelmed that I told Cheryl that when Chelsea called me, I was like, oh, okay, I get a spot. But like 2 days, it took me 2 days to sink in. And then I was like, I don't know what I signed up for. So that I did reach out to my mentors and said, what does it take? What do I need?
Yep.
And so there was that lot to speak of like hand holding.
Yes.
That guidance, because
Yep.
they've been in the industry for a very long time.
Yep.
And they've been in the Boston public market for a very long time. They know what needs to be done. So I think that just having that emotional support and the guidance is huge for me.
I like how you said the emotional support, because a lot of times one would just automatically think it's just financial. It's just the business plan. It's just the brick and mortar. If you don't mind, can you talk about how that resource of having someone to call and say, hey, I'm a little stressed out. I just let the good that just happened, and I can attest to this, sometimes that good happening, it does get a little bit overwhelming. And so away from the business, away from the finance, that sort of emotional, we talk about wellness and self-care.
Yeah.
Talk a little bit about how your mentor helped you in that space as well.
I sent an email to Nancy and I said, it's not urgent, but I need to talk to you because I'm a bit overwhelmed. Within the same day, she called me in a few hours, and just talking to her and saying, hey, this is the news that I heard, and it's, I don't know if I'm prepared for. So she calmed me down, and just talking through it with somebody who's been in the business.
Yeah.
And having to hear that you can do this, you're talking through this part, and this is something you can, just breaking down of like, oh, maybe you could hire somebody that would help you be at the store. That type of stuff. Like, so it's immense. It's hard to put in words.
Okay.
Now that you ask me, I'm thinking about it, but like just as a, if I came to you and we were just brainstorming, oh, these are the 5, 10
There's a
steps I need
relationship.
to do. Yeah.
There's a relationship
Yeah.
there. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I really want to appreciate you for the time.
Yeah.
And also, now what is this? I'm going to try. This is vegetable biryani.
Biryani. Yes.
Biryani. Okay, I got it. What are some of the other either flavors or what else do you offer there?
So vegetable biryani is basmati rice, veggies and spices. So you just add water and cook. We have masala khichdi. Khichdi is like soul food for Indians. So it has rice, lentils, vegetables, and spices. Again, just add water and cook.
Okay.
We have pav bhaji, which is street food from Bombay. So you just add water and cook, and then you eat with bread. Pav is bread. And then we have chicken or tofu biryani where we do not include the protein. It does come with rice and
You have to do your own
spices.
protein.
And if you want to give flexibility for your protein options, or it could be vegan, so you could eat tofu.
Okay, yep.
If you're not, then chicken is really great option.
What about shrimp?
You
could do shrimp too.
We have not gotten there yet.
No, we can add shrimp to
I
it, right?
think so.
Okay.
I would love to hear your experience. So those are 5 right now. We are focusing on growing the business and then
Okay.
expand. But my main goal is to bring. Typically, I don't know if you eat Indian food.
Yes.
No,
Yes.
butter chicken masala, chana masala.
When you said masala, my eyebrow went up a little bit. Yes.
So there's 3 or 4 that most people are aware, but there's more to Indian food. Every state, city has
Yep.
its own food, so I want to bring that culture into.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Last question I'm sort of intrigued about. What made you take the approach to doing sort of the dry and adding the water? Was it convenience or what?
Yeah, like I
Because
said,
you can really, there are some out there like that, but you can kind of locally corner this market.
yeah. So, like I said, I'm originally from India. The
Yeah.
most you connect to your family, your culture is through food, especially the food that you grew up with. But cooking Indian food takes time and effort. Like it's literally an hour or 2. So I was looking for options to make it convenient and also like keep it healthy. Like we do not have any preservatives. So typically, if you see like frozen food or prepackaged meals, there's
Yep,
something in there.
exactly.
Because it's all dry ingredients, it's all natural. They are vegan, nut-free, sesame-free, gluten-free. So all of those. So if anybody has allergen restrictions, they could still go with our product.
I mean, just the ingredients on here, dehydrated, dehydrated. It's just the real natural ingredients that are dehydrated. You add the water and keep it moving.
Yep.
I love how the passion came out of you when you said you like Indian food, but you hit the table and said, "But Indian food takes a lot of time to cook." So this is really about convenience and authenticity because so what I just had was an example of this. I did not know that this was cooked out of being dry.
Yeah.
I thought you spent some time there just
So
putting.
just add water and cook. And
That's all you did?
Yeah, 15, 20 minutes and
I might need to come and see you too
Yes.
before I
Get
leave.
more
I mean, yeah. I want to come get the masala ones too.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much.
for the opportunity.
Oh, absolutely.
Thank you, Cheryl.
It was-
and, Boston Public Market and Citizen.
It was definitely my pleasure being here. Folks, we are going to get ready to have one of our other winners coming up soon in just a second. And our next, I can do it. Our next winner is coming up from Really Just Shay. And that is, and I want to get names right, Aisha Kaba. Aisha Kaba is coming up from Really Just Shay. Why do you look familiar? Oh, come on and get in the shot so I can put you on camera. If you could come on this side, and you are good. So, Miss Shay, tell me about you. And first of all, I love the hair color, and I'm presuming you have some of your product on. That's why you're glowing right now.
Absolutely.
Okay, tell us who is Shay.
So my name is Aisha Kaba, and you're not wrong.
Oh, I'm sorry.
A lot
It's the name of the product. I get that too.
Shay.
They call me Java.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
we share the pain. Okay, go ahead.
So my name is Aisha Kaba. I run and curate Really Just Shay, which is an all-natural skincare brand based out of Boston. We handmade body oils, soaps, scrubs, salts, like whatever you can think of for all-natural skincare. That's what we have.
Okay, tell us about the business and how did you get started in this business in skincare? And it's so funny because I'm sitting here really realizing that I called you Shay automatically by looking at. They do call you
I'm like, yes, today I am Really Shay. So, yeah.
So now I really get it now as far as the when people call me Java. So thank you. You came and helped me today. So tell us, how did you start this business?
So I started this just like a lot of people during the pandemic.
Okay.
But I've already been used to taking care of my skin and creating my own products.
Okay.
Because I'm from West Africa, where a lot of my products are sourced from.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's pretty much how I started. And then my friends will come over and just like take a little bit of my products, and I'm like, maybe I should start selling this. It's
Yes.
my first pop-up actually in Hartford and completely sold out. And I moved to Boston, moved back to Boston.
Okay.
After the pandemic.
All of us tried to get out of it one time or another. Mhm.
Yeah. And yeah, it's been just an experience and journey ever since. So
Since then.
yeah, since 2021.
Tell us about the experience in getting involved here with Cheryl and Chelsea. Here, how does that been being here with Boston Public Market?
Absolutely. So before we do that, I might give you something.
Is this my own shade?
That is
I get a
for
little.
you.
I like
This
get a
is
little.
soap. It's if you want to open it up, just take a bit. It's like well packaged, so you might have to.
Oh, the packaging is up. Listen.
So that is our oat cinnamon honey, all natural. Like there's no perfumes, there's no chemicals, no sulfates, parabens. Like yeah.
This is just. I mean, it feels like
moisturizing.
it
That's the
feels
word.
moisturizing
Yeah.
and like you could just run your.
So imagine how your skin is gonna feel after the shower. Yeah, exactly. It's a goat milk base as well. There's some cinnamon.
I got some plans for this soap.
Yeah.
No, I'm messing. And so, tell us about your ingredients and how did you curate this?
Yes. So soap making, there are two different processes.
Okay.
I chose the less chemical version.
Why is that important? And some will say that that's a no-brainer, but our Life Bloom talked about it. You're talking about it. Natural ingredients. Why is that so important?
So chemicals affect our bodies, right? We are natural beings, so it's really important that we use natural products in our day-to-day.
Yep.
One really important natural hormone that we have is called endorphins. And that's
Yes.
what helps us with our dopamine and our stress levels. and
Teach here.
happiness,
Come,
right?
come on.
So
We're going to take a
lot of
little
products-
chemistry class real quick.
Right,
Okay, come on.
exactly. Yeah, let's do it.
Okay.
So basically, my products and a bunch of other products here are chemical-free products.
Okay.
Basically help with decreasing whatever is stopping the receptors of endorphins. So you need like chemical-free items to help you with
Your self-care, with your
and
self-esteem, wellness.
Exactly.
Okay.
And so what Really Just Shake also does is we promote the self-love component too. So not only are the chemicals out of the product, but it's also just feeling on your body, taking time out to put on lotion and getting in a bath. Those are also really, really great for your mood as well. So it's really self-care. For sure.
And that's one of the tenets. We talk about mental health in the Java Cafe, and so I'm excited about this. What are the other products that you sell
Absolutely.
besides
So,
soap?
my favorite right now is the bath salts. And I just love to, I didn't grow up soaking in a bathtub.
Yep.
We did have a bathtub.
Okay.
From West Africa, we just like shower, quick go.
Yep.
I'm sure a lot of people who would like to like that as well.
Yep.
So taking a bath is really, really, really important
Mhm.
because the water, especially for women, is good for our reproductive system. So it's really good. It's calming, and it kind of brings you back to, I don't being like super extra, but like being back
Not
in
at
the
all.
womb, like it's actually a thing. Like, you're back in warm water where you can have. So it does something to your brain
Go
as well.
deep here. You better go deep here because that piece about self-care is so important. Let me ask you, how did you employ, and you may have not needed it as much, but this process of the contest, talk about that and being with Cheryl and Chelsea and the whole team here. Like, how did that work?
So first of all, like special thanks to Chelsea and everyone who organized Citizens Bank. Like,
Absolutely.
everyone
Lisa's
who
still here, I
organized, it's really, really important to me because I did have a relationship with the Boston Public Market. Last summer, I did pop-ups all summer.
Okay.
And so this year, having an opportunity like this is, it's hard to find a word, but.
Okay. You're the
amazing.
second, wait a minute, but you're the second vendor that has not been able to articulate.
It is so, it's an interesting opportunity.
And I didn't want to force you to put a word, but you're the second vendor that said that they can't put into words what the market has been able to do for them. And so that stands out to me that both of you have said that. Let me ask you specifically, as a Black woman coming here, talk about how important it has been to have Cheryl and them support you. We talked about self-care. Our sister, and I don't want to mess up her name, Kalpana, talked about that sort of mental health piece. You talked about self-care. How is that blended in here with Boston Public Market?
So all the products are made in Mattapan, right? So that's where I live. That's where I was born. That's where I was raised.
You talk about locally made. I know some
Really
folks that are from the community here that stood out.
Yes, it's Mattapan. It's coming from Mattapan. It's not from outside. We are really in Boston, and I'm going to use the word marginalized.
Yes.
It's coming from a very marginalized place, and for us to have the opportunity to be in downtown Boston, this is like the hub of everywhere. Like the financial district leads here, the end of the Orange Line leads here, downtown Boston is right there, North End. This is a beautiful place to be, and that just gives me the opportunity to spread my mission to everyone. I mean, even I take the train, the Orange Line goes all the way down here.
We pray for you, but go ahead. I'm messing.
No, I really need that because that's another story for another day. But it's a blessing to be able to have transportation and coming to one spot versus having to do multiple things. And a little bit more about my booth, it's the first self-serve station. So it's a refill station.
So yours is a refill station
It's a
too?
refill station.
So this is okay.
This is actually like a full it's a refill station. So we might not have all the products, but the point is to highlight our sustainability model, which is extremely important for me with Really Just Shay.
All right, so I just want to name one other trend that I picked up, that it's not the inability to articulate the support and service you're getting, but both of the businesses that has intentionality around sustainability and support of climate.
Super important.
Where's Cheryl? Oh, I mean, just noticing that I think sometimes people take for granted just looking at a brick and mortar or just, you're a business owner and whatnot, but that intentionality around sustainability, that intentionality about this product is made from Mattapan and to beautify and self-care. All right. I'm getting full every time I talk to you. Now, where are you located? Because I have to go to Life Bloom.
Yeah.
Where are you?
So literally directly behind this wall. So you see the nuts right behind that.
Okay, so I'm gonna have to come see you two
And
before
we're
I leave.
open, like I can hook you up. We're floating from
So imagine the bath salts, and then with this soap, I'd be sliding just all over the place.
You see my skin?
I do. You look what I wish we could do a close up, but no, you are definitely. This is probably one of the reasons why I said Shay when you walked up.
It's okay, and I love that. It's my new name, Dr.
All right, so I'll call you Shay. You can call me Java. We got a deal. You're the only one though.
Okay.
You're the only one that can call me Java. Okay.
I just
I
want to
like
say
you.
special thanks genuinely to the Boston Public Market and Citizens Bank. I am able to highlight my sustainability model here. So originally what we do with pop-ups where you can buy all the products. This is an opportunity for my customers to now not only save money, but also help with their carbon footprint and come in and refill their things. Let me
ask you something, not to deviate a little bit. And I've said this on the show before, and I hope Cheryl and them, I don't get in trouble. But with sometimes there is a perception within the variation of melanin that we possess that climate change may not be as a high priority issue. Can I just ask you for 2 seconds, how important is it that we pay attention to that?
So even if it doesn't affect us directly, it's important to take care of the surrounding items. So it's not just about people, right? There's a lot of waste in the water from the animals, right? So glass is biodegradable. I have 95% of my products come in glass.
Yep.
We barely use any plastics or anything. So it's not just about the people, it's actually about the environment, right?
Absolutely.
So Mother Nature's going to take care of herself regardless. She's going to balance herself out. And so if we don't make a change, we will be wiped out, but also the animals will be wiped out. And it's not effective for the air levels that we're breathing. Like if there's so many other components to sustainability that is outside of just recycling, that's definitely another interview.
And thank you for that. I intentionally went there because often with my guests, I try to, when there are opportunities, bring out their philosophy and approach to things, because that will probably give a consumer a more educated choice when they come and support your business. That it's not just that you're a Black woman, it's not just that you're a beautiful Black woman with beautiful Black skin, but also understanding, and here comes that I word again, another level of intentionality. And so I think we're getting ready to wrap up. And so thank you so much, Shay, for coming. And this was obviously a great interview, because I think this is the first time I was told to wrap it up since being here. So Shay, thank you so much for being here. And we're getting ready to have our final guest that's getting ready to come. That is going to be Mika Brown from Babes Handmade. I'll take that for you. Come on, Mika. Uh-oh. Come on, Mika. You can switch up real quick. There, folks are coming with gifts, you all. So yeah. Mika, thank you.
Thank you. How are you?
So we just got talking about bath salts, and I get bath salts. Okay, so
Smell it.
okay. All right, I'm not going to look at the name this time. I messed up on the other one, and so Mika, I just want to make sure I get you here. There you go. We're going to go back and forth. So I'm not looking at the sign. I smell cinnamon,
Yes,
mint.
yes.
I'm gonna cheat a little bit. These look like roses. Okay, I that wasn't the smell. I can see the rose at the top. So I smell cinnamon. I smell mint. I saw the rose, so I kind of cheated with that one. What is this?
So this is, so we just had solstice yesterday.
Yes, we did.
We did.
Okay.
Right?
Yep.
So back in the old days, you would
You said
have,
back in the old days.
back in the old days, we would have said some intentions. We would have went outside. We would have talked to the sun. We would have talked to the moon and all kinds of things. And we would have went home and took a bath. And so that is really what Babes Handmade is all about.
Okay.
Babes Handmade is all about being intentional with spirit and with ourselves.
Okay.
And going back to the old ways of caring for ourselves and medicating ourselves and all that sort of thing.
So I don't know if this was intentional with Chelsea and Cheryl, but all three of you have a common thread around self-care. I see you're in glass products. I don't want to make a presumption.
Yep.
Are you about sustainability as well?
Absolutely. I'm an herbalist. So none of my products go in plastic. Everything goes in glass.
So what is the significance of that? Just as you being an herbalist, teach us real quick for about 10 seconds, herbalist and not using plastic at all.
So plastic leaches into everything. It leaches into our food. It leaches into our
Similar to the chemicals that the
Yeah.
brother named. Okay, yep.
Yeah, it leaches into our body care products. It leaches into everything. So when the skin is the biggest organ.
Yes.
I don't know if everybody knows that. But
I've heard that
the skin
before.
is the biggest organ.
Yep.
So when you're putting something on your skin, let's just leave out the junk, right?
All right, we'll just go with that. When you're putting something out your, do you have a tagline for the business yet? Because that might have been one right there. When you're putting something on your skin, leave out the junk. But when you're making candles, leave out the junk.
Leave out the junk.
Okay.
I mean, we know that it doesn't work, right?
Yeah.
We know that all of the things that we have been doing for the last 100 years since industrialism are not working.
Oh,
for
see,
us.
I'm going to need you to bring you back on another show. You're tapping in. We do because I went a little long with Shay. Our time is a little bit shorter, but you have some products here that you either want me to try or okay.
Yeah. So this is my pink salt scrub.
Pink salt scrub.
Yes.
First of all, when I just took the wood out the thing, you can feel the, I don't know if the abrasion. Is that the right word? The abrasion. Okay.
You only need a little bit. Rub it in.
A little bit will do you?
Yeah.
A little dab will do you?
Little dab will
A
do
little
you.
dab will do you. Okay. And so, I'm not even going to try.
No. That was a little more complicated.
Is there cardamom in here?
No, I didn't put cardamom in that, but
But she said it like she was going, watch out there. Now, I'm getting good coming down to Boston Public Market. I'm learning a little bit about everything down here. All right.
so the herbs that are in there are safflower, calendula, and lemon balm.
So
So
The only reason I'm smiling is because the first time I grew a garden, I grew lemon balm. And a lot of people don't know about lemon. You can eat it. It's also good for the skin as an antiseptic.
Yes.
I'm
Yes.
having fun down here in Boston Public
Lemon
Market.
balm is great because everybody can use lemon balm and they can use it like infinitely, right? So
Okay.
some herbs you can't like use every day and
Or
all the
freely,
time.
yep.
Yes, the lemon balm you can use that all of the time.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So this is the pink scrub. And then what's this one?
So this is the lavender mint in really a small dab.
But you told me what was in it already. Lavender mint. All right.
Lavender mint. That's a body butter. So I use a traditional technique called infusion.
So wait a minute. If I put this on my skin and put it back in here, it's contaminated, right?
Yes. So just one dab. Okay, you can do that.
Okay, good. No, I'm messing. I'm messing.
You can do that too.
I'm messing. All right, let me.
Luscious. Luscious. Now you're gonna be nice and shiny, and you're gonna glow, and it's gonna be amazing.
Listen, I'm taking a trip in a couple of weeks, and this is going to come in quite well.
Yep. And
All right.
like less than a dab will do you.
Less than a dab will do you. I'm coming by your spot as well because I definitely want to pay for this.
Okay.
How can folks reach you? Social media,
Babes Handmade.
made, and say that it is Babes Handmade on all
Babes
social media
Handmade.
platforms.
And you got one more thing to try.
What is
That is my elderberry syrup.
Homemade elderberry syrup.
Homemade elderberry syrup.
Where were you from October to March?
I was selling elderberry syrup. That is.
She just
that's-
really called me out real quick.
That is probably the thing that I sell the most of, because I'm all about taking care of the body.
Okay.
That'll knock it out.
Wait a minute. When have you had something that the first taste is, but the aftertaste is like, yeah.
It comes back. Yeah. It comes back.
Where you at? You are.
I'm from Roxbury. It's
I know. Oh, we got Mattapan and Roxbury in here, but where is your shop at?
gonna be here.
I know in
It's
here,
gonna
but
be my day here.
oh, this is your. So you're not set up yet?
I have been doing pop-ups since 2017.
Okay.
I have been, just showing up and showing out. And so now this will be my first like official home.
Mika, I like you. I'm gonna have to come back and support you.
I like you too.
I appreciate you. And you were, I think I have the opportunity of my last interview with the vendors, and so thank you so much. I enjoyed all of you. You, also Aisha and Kapana as well. I appreciate you, and the fact that these are 3 Black women that are doing this. We definitely need to give Boston Public Market and Cheryl a hand. Let's do that. Let's give them a hand real quick. Look, I'll put my own hand claps in there. No, I'm messing. We are getting ready to, thank you so much for being with us, Mika. Thank you. And this one you can have back, but I'm gonna hold the other one, just have my talk. No, I'm messing. We are getting ready to further the conversation. In just a few moments, we're gonna have Rep Phillips. Rep Phillips is already here. And Rep Phillips is coming prepared with something already. How are you, sir? I would shake your hand, but I got a few products on there that I really enjoy. We're having Rep Phillips, and also I believe Mark Parrish is with us as well. And so I'm excited to have both of you. And y'all are coming with ice cream. Is this okay? First, now with all due respect to our elected official, I'm going to ask our vendor to introduce himself first.
My name's Mark Parrish, and I'm the 3rd generation owner of Crescent Ridge Dairy in Sharon.
Okay, tell us about, introduce yourself as well, Rep.
I'm Ted Phillips. I'm actually the state rep from Sharon. So I represent the 8th Norfolk District, which is all of Sharon and parts of Walpole, Stoughton, and Maine.
Absolutely, and we are glad to have both of you here today. And so tell us, why are you both coming here together? I presume this is your constituent. If we could get you, just a little bit, little tech issue. But tell us about you being here at Boston Public Market first. Tell us about your experience being here.
Well, we're one of the original vendors here. There's a number of us still here. I see.
How many years?
Is it 7?
7? Okay. 7 in July. That's some of the staff over there. Jen, did you help open it up 7 years ago? Okay. So 7 years.
It's 7 years.
Okay.
It's been here. A great mission and doing well. And, it's just nice to kind of see it from the ground up when it started and being part of it now.
Let me ask you, as your demographic, being a white male, the intentionality of Cheryl and the team here. How have you seen the vendorship, for lack of better words, change here? Speak about how Boston Public Market has changed over that 7 years.
Well, I think it continues to be, I think, a pretty vibrant and diverse group of vendors and owners and patrons. I see that. I have seen, a number of new startups from that community.
Yep.
And I think it's been wonderful. I think there's just a wonderful piece here, and everyone seems to really do well.
Absolutely, absolutely. Rep. Phillips, if I can ask you, we had Senator Lydia Edwards that was here with us a while ago, and she's the lead sponsor of the bill that supports Boston Public Market. How important is it that the state continues to make the investment in this space?
It's so important. The Boston Public Market, as you can see, right, it is a fantastic space that does so many different things, not just for Boston, but for the Commonwealth, right? This is a chance for people to come together from all over Massachusetts and be able to contribute and highlight their businesses, bring their ideas and their businesses to the market, and then be able to grow their reach. So I know that there's a number of vendors here who are Boston based, but like Mark out in Sharon, it's an opportunity to expand that reach, to share some of our blessings, quite frankly.
Yes, sir.
With the rest of the Commonwealth. Mark probably too modest to tell you this, but so Crescent Ridge was ranked a few years ago by National Geographic as one of the best ice cream, one of the top 10 places to get ice cream in the world. The entire world. He wins awards. He wins national awards all the time. But
can somebody do we have spoons? Because as you're talking, we can get ready to see why you made it all the way to National Geographic.
All the way to National Geographic.
Marcus said he did not scoop it, so it's not his preferred scoop. You could tell he's not too.
That one's, I think, the mocha chip, or is that the Mississippi?
Mississippi mug, which might have some almonds in it.
I'm not allergic, not at all.
Good.
I'm only allergic to
So
hunger.
we have Mississippi mug, we have mocha chip, and we have salted caramel. What's your preference?
If I can pick, I'll take the salted caramel.
Beautiful. It's the sweetest of the three.
So we're going to get ready to taste that while you were talking. But one thing, continue. I'm sorry.
So I was just saying,
Thank you, Mark.
obviously, we've got this, world class ice cream down in Sharon, but people aren't coming to Sharon just for the ice cream, right? You know what I mean? It's a wonderful.
Not
place,
yet.
but
Not yet.
Right. We have great businesses down there, but the fact of the matter is that this gives people a chance in Boston to see what we're about, right? And so maybe the next time they're driving down 95 on a road trip,
They'll stop in Sharon.
They might stop in Sharon, and they might bring business back to districts like mine.
Yep.
So this is, it's a fantastic opportunity to grow that reach, and so that's why we're so excited about what they're doing here in the Boston Public Market with all these different towns from across the Commonwealth that are sending their businesses in here for people to enjoy.
So that what you're saying is there's reach when people come here, but if there are other brick and mortars in other spaces, this is almost like a touch point and marketing to some extent. Go speak to that, Mark.
Well, I think especially with a lot of the pop-ups.
Yes, exactly.
Which I think is what nurtures them. So there's been many pop-ups for many years.
Yeah.
And it was a way to, add some more vibrancy to the market, but then give people opportunity, vendors to understand what it is to maybe have a stall, have a
Yep,
business,
exactly.
right? Schedule people, and sort of a testing ground in some
There's
ways for their concept.
Absolutely.
Rather than a large stall and that investment, an opportunity to sort of learn and,
Yes.
And maybe grow.
I wanted to ask you, Mark, presumably, have you been a mentor to any of the new businesses? Have you had that opportunity yet? Some of them have left. I'm not messing with you.
I can't say no.
Not yet.
No.
You just seem like you have that sort of ability to pour into and give and to share that advice, with some of the business. Rep, I wanted to ask you, you have a nonprofit, you have a for-profit business, and you have the for-profit business, the nonprofit here, and government. Talk about that three-tier collaboration and why it's important.
It's hugely important, right? In terms of being able to bring different kinds of resources and different experiences to the table in order to make something like this work. You need all hands on deck. You need people who bring the experience. Again, for-profit businesses, we've been in this for a while. Nonprofit businesses who are looking to further a cause, and the government has the opportunity to bring some of these resources and further. Because again, you look around downtown Boston. Some of it, we deal with food deserts all the time.
Yep.
And I think from this location, the nearest grocery store is probably.
Well, Senator Edwards just said that over North End and sort of this area, they just got like a Star Market recently. You know what I mean? Down, I believe, by Big Night, in that area. Yes. And so, yeah.
Yeah, and so one of those things is that you look around the Boston Public Market where you can get fresh produce.
Absolutely.
You can get all different kinds of fresh foods. Fresh pasta.
Yes, fresh pasta.
Right from Seven Hills.
He's right over in the corner over there.
Fresh fish and fresh fish and other kinds of proteins, poultry, ice cream. You can get all those things. Again, mostly humanely raised and dealt with in responsible socioeconomic ways.
Yep.
People who are conscious of the environment they are working in and are factoring that into their business models. That's how this becomes an example, quite frankly, for the rest of the country on what we can do. You know what I mean? Because I know that there are other public markets around the country that do great things, but I really do think Boston.
We just mentioned Seven Hills Pasta. We just mentioned you 2 seconds ago, and here you go walking by. Good to see you, sir.
It is phenomenal. The work that they do over there, amazing.
Absolutely. I want to thank both of you for being with us today. Mark, thank you for the ice cream. I'm gonna figure out a way. Is there any way you can hold this until I get ready to leave?
We can figure it out.
Mm-hmm. But no, I appreciate you, Rep. Phillips, coming as well, and also Mark to share this. And if you all get the chance, and if you're out towards Sharon, Mass, please stop by Crescent Ridge. What's the address?
407 Bay Road.
407 Bay Road. But guess where the quickest place you can get Crescent Ridge ice cream? Right here in Boston, here at Boston Public Market. So thank you, and we are going to have, we're going to transition. We have one more guest that's going to come and chat with us in a few seconds, and we'll be wrapping up. We are excited to get ready to join us in a couple of seconds, Al and Nancy Rose of Red Apple Farm. Come on and have a seat over here. Oh, wait a minute. Are these the donuts that can somebody text Thaddeus Miles? Hold on. Where's my, can you have them hold that? Put it in the freezer. I'm good. Come here for 1 second. I know, we're just meeting, but let me just give you a hug. I've been hearing, so it is a pleasure to meet you, Al. I've been hearing so much about these donuts. I don't know if you all know one of your patrons. His name is Thaddeus Miles, tall black man. He has the silver beard. He was in here a couple. Thaddeus. He's been telling me about these. So I am so excited to finally get to taste these. Please introduce yourselves and tell us about your wonderful donuts. I don't know if you sell more than donuts. Tell us about yourself and your business.
Sure. So my name is Al. My wife is Nancy, and we run Red Apple Farm. We're the 4th generation at the farm.
Okay.
And so we've been around for a long time, and we're mostly apples, like you think, Red Apple Farm. But
okay.
Over the years, it became to value-added products, and when we started making donuts, we never looked back. So it's been a big part of who we are. We obviously make a lot of donuts here at the market, and we make them daily.
Okay.
We make them at the farm daily, and then in the winter, we're choosing Mountain Skier making donuts. So we make a lot of cider donuts.
I am excited to finally get to taste these. As I've said, I've been hearing so much about them. And so tell us a little bit about your product and also why and how it got here to Boston Public Market. And how long have you guys been in Boston Public Market?
Like Mark from Crescent Ridge, we've been here since the beginning.
Okay.
Almost 7 years.
Okay.
But consider that we had to do the build out first. We've definitely been here 7 years already. Yeah.
And what's kind of funny is, James, is
we're in
today doing a redesign, and it's our 3rd redesign. So you think we would have figured
You have
out
it mastered by now. Now, why? Tell me, is the redesign due to expansion? Is it due to you have more products? Like, what causes the redesign?
To focus on the donuts a little bit.
To focus on the donuts. So you're going by demand of clientele. They're more of the donuts.
To create a better retail space too. So it's a little better presentation, I think, for the market.
Presentation is important.
We're excited to start offering, we're hoping very soon that we'll be offering our farm-made hard cider.
Hard cider.
Yes, and that'll be available at our retail stall.
I would definitely like to. That is one of the things that I will try sometimes before beer is hard cider, hard cider at that. So, can you talk a little bit about being here at Boston Public Market and the support, the mentorship? A lot of people have talked about that, and from the beginning, I've only got a chance to talk to you and Mark. I believe that have been here for the whole 7 years. Can you talk about the consistency? Can you talk about the level of hand holding? That, and do you all still every once in a while need to reach out and say, hey, da 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 da? Do you still get that level of support?
You do. I would say that that's one of the nicest things about the market is use an analogy. You think of a quilt, there's all these patterns put together.
You better preach. You're starting to preach, Al. Okay, a quilt. Come on,
No,
patch
but
it together. Patch it together.
No, but it's really and it's so much. It's all the parts put together to make the thing better, right?
Yes.
And when it's stitched or weaved or whatever you call it, that's done by a lot of people, and it's a lot of work to do that. It's
Yes.
hard to have this many moving parts to work as one, but
When it's
I
done.
think that it's collaboration, but it's been the passion and the mission of this institution from day one was how to do this. You know, in our perspective, you're bringing the farm to the city or the country to the city. And what's interesting, and it definitely makes the country and the farm stronger, but we like to think we're making the city healthier and stronger as a result. So whenever you tie the two together, I think everybody wins. And it's not easy tying two worlds into one, but in the end, that's what you do when you put a quilt together. You know, you make something that's hopefully will be here for a long time. And the fact that we have been here for 7 years, I like to think the market will continue just like we are, evolving and adapting and pivoting. COVID was a big pivot.
Yep.
Who didn't have a pivot during COVID, right? So
Yes.
we all learned a lot from it. And I think we're stronger as a result.
I want to ask you because I told my other guests I feed off the energy and responses of my guests, and you talked about bringing the different worlds together. Cheryl and the team here are very intentional about diversity and inclusion. Can you talk about how that has impacted Boston Public Market over the 7 years? What have you noticed? What have you seen in the intentionality about diversity and inclusion, and how do both of you speak to that?
I would say just the very nature of being in the city is just like the quilt. We've got
Al, that's going to stick. I mean, that thing is really going to preach. The quilt.
It's just we've got such a diversity of employees and customers, lots of tourists and people that work here, but they're coming from every country around the world to come to the market and see us, and that's very exciting. But
Yes.
the folks that live in Boston and the surrounding area, just diverse culture, and just very, very excited about that and very open to that. And I would like to say that we're very excited. I'm very excited about the Entrepreneurship Forum and, and our 4 new stalls that are here. Very exciting, and I love to see that. And it's just bringing fresh, new ideas and more collaborations into the market. And I'm very excited. Congratulations to all 4 of the winners.
And so we can go ahead and give them a hand. But what that said to me was, Nancy, was that you're not about self. And you're not just about your business. I really saw a genuine, sincere excitement when you see expansion. And these are among 3 of the women are women of color. We have a business that's partially owned by a Black man. Like that intentionality around celebrating that, I think is just so awesome and is needed. When you talk about mixing the worlds, one of the easiest way you can mix worlds is celebrating one another's achievements. And so, Al, anything you want to say to close us out?
No, I guess my favorite thing to just finish with is, when you collaborate, you'll always do much more than you do it by yourself. So, and you're here to collaborate too. So.
You come from, you said 4 generations of apple or apple farming. Did you come from a generation of preachers? Because that was the second one.
Amen.
No, but the quilt thing I'm really going to use because I think that is a great example. There are different colors, there are different textures, there are different designs, there are different prints. And when it's all said and done and hung up, everybody's sitting and looking like it's so beautiful.
And when it comes together, you actually see the whole picture, which is pretty cool.
I like Al. We're going to have you on again, both of you. But I really appreciate both of you. How can folks find you on social media?
You can find us on our website.
On the website, yep. What is it?
RedAppleFarm.com, but also we're on Facebook and Instagram.
Okay.
RedAppleFarm.
RedAppleFarms.com. All right. I really appreciate both of you being here with us today. And also, if you don't mind, because we're going to get ready to close out, I really appreciate everyone that's tuned in, that watched today, that jumped in and out. We'll be back at Boston Public Market very soon. Please make sure you come down and visit. We also want to celebrate the wonderful businesses that got the support from Boston Public Market. Our number one winner, who was Life Bloom, the candle making company. I'm going to go support them in a few minutes. Also, Kay's Curries, where you can get just add some water, authentic, less preservative, no preservatives in the bag, done in 15, 20 minutes. Also, we want to say congratulations to Aisha Baba from Really Just Shay, who now her nickname for me is Shay. And also to Mika Brown from Babe's Handmade, because I'm still sitting here shining and got scrub on as well. And so I really appreciate Cheryl, Chelsea, Jen, and also the good homie Jess for making this happen. And we'll be back at Boston Public Market. Thank all of you for tuning in. Thank Al and Nancy, and thank you for the quilt. If I leave with, he said amen. If I leave with nothing else, we're going to leave with the quilt. Thank you all for tuning in today, and we'll see you on Monday at 9 a.m. regular Java with Jimmy at 9 a.m. here on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. Thank you all very much, and have a good day. Thank you.